We are getting skins ready for future releases, such as racing or the Surge event that we talked about. And I'll get into who this is here in a moment. We are also focusing on our first in-game store, what that will look like, how we want to build it out, and also who will be running that store. So as we mentioned, we're building out characters and stories. So we actually opened a crew pack, Star Atlas's new release, and we searched for one that had the hospitality attribute. And we would like to introduce you to Hara here. Hello there. How's it going?
Hey, it's going all right.
So this is an AI NPC that we built out.
What about you?
It's going well. In the mood for a coffee. Any recommendations?
If you're in the mood for something zesty with a classic Arabica acidic bite, I'd suggest Paisal's Perk.
Do you have anything decaffeinated?
Yeah, we have Bicala's batch. It's a decaf medium roast with smooth-tasting notes of caramel and citrus. Full flavor, none of the caffeine. Want to give it a try?
That sounds perfect. I'll have one of those.
Here you go, one Bicala's batch. Enjoy.
Have you heard any rumors lately?
Yeah, there are a few floating around. Heard that Ifia has developed a new type of ship that's supposed to be the fastest in the galaxy. And Demanic Vane is still at large, but it sounds like the bounty hunters are closing in on him.
Tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Haradane Gertrudis.
So yeah, just a little example of some of the things we're building here at Dark Horse Roasters. As you can see, now we'd like to add the coffee shop built
in hyperscale with Metagravity and Tobin. So welcome Tobin to the stage.
Cheers, thanks. Hi everyone, very good to be here today. My name is Tobin. I'm the co-founder and chief business officer of a company called Metagravity. Delighted to be here with our friends and partners Star Atlas for the second year at Solana BreakPoint in the Star Atlas Impact sessions. Just wanted to take 10 minutes just to tell you a little bit about Metagravity and why having a network partner like us is super important to the future of hyperscale gaming. For those of you who know the game industry well, most of you here, you'll know that there's been this very strange, sort of enigmatic, monolithic problem in the game technology stack for the last 10 years because of the scale of and the performance of CPU instances tailing off in the late 1990s. There's always been a limitation to the size of a simulation that you can support in a single instance of a video game. And that's the problem that's been really, really difficult to solve. It's a deep computational challenge, but glad to say that Metagravity has now actually solved that problem. So the limitations of scale and cost for video gaming will be a thing of the past. Super important because games have got much more rich and complex and dynamic from a rendering and from a fidelity and from a gameplay perspective because of the power of GPU instances. Players' expectations are rising. Kids expect bigger things than they did when I was a young lad. But the limitation on server technology has really sort of been stuck in a rut for the last 20 years. But lots of games have been built and amazing games have been built because game designers have been really, really clever about how do you build amazing experiences within the limitations or underneath the limitations of server technology. Horizontal scaling instancing is the most common one. So if you want large number of people in a game, you have to have multiple rooms of, say, 100 people and scale those instances dynamically. A lot of MMOs use a technique called zoning, where you have a large map and you have parts of the map with the server against it. It does actually limit how players and how the game design works because you cannot allow people to congregate into high density areas because then your servers crash. For the last 10 years, people have tried to solve this problem using a technique called spatial partitioning, including my co-founder Rashid, who some of you may have met this time last year. That technique looks great on paper, but actually doesn't work in practice. There's too much data that has to synchronize in real time across all these different servers. It doesn't support interesting use cases like shooting. it's incredibly expensive, an n-squared curve in terms of cost of servers. So Rashid took a step back and started thinking about how do I apply different branches of pure mathematics to the same problem of taking a large simulation, distributing it across multiple servers without the limitations of spatial partitioning. And 2 years later, we're here with a platform that actually is proven to work. We've coined the phrase causal partitioning, which is basically solving the same problem but in a fundamentally different way of taking a large simulation and distributing in real time across multiple servers in any data center. We work on top of any data center provider. We work very deeply embedded with Unreal Engine and Unity. So very early on, we saw that this, on a pure scale cost comparison compared to the previous approaches, that Metagravity's causal partitioning solution was significantly different. It wasn't just incrementally better. And we showed simulations with 100,000 players in a single shard quite early on at less than $1 per user per month. So, a significant improvement both in scale and performance, which allowed us to make a promise to the industry that we will build the best infrastructure that performs the best, deliver the best cost, the lowest cost, make it as easy to use as possible, and really to become like the most boring company in the industry, because we just want to enable all the game developers to build amazing experiences without the limitations of cost and scale on server technology. As I said, we do that by working on top. We're a middleware company that sits on top of the server technology and works deeply with any engine, so Unity, Unreal, but any bespoke engine as well. The secret to our success is that you don't have to change any of the game code. So for the first time ever, you can port over a game that's already been built or one that's been released 10 years ago and just isolate the netcode integrations and integrate into our network as an alternative. And so that's brought a whole new sort of level of commerciality to the industry. And we make it as easy as possible to work with us. In the future, there will be templates and SDKs available in the major marketplaces on Unreal, Unity, AWS, etc., where out of the box, you'll be able to build a game from scratch with the networking already pre-programmed, already linked in. You don't need network programmers in your team. And that could be a 1,000-person CCU or a 10,000 CCU game. We also work, as we've been doing with Michael and the Star Atlas team, in quite a light touch, but a very powerful way where we become the network programming team and really focus on optimizing that netcode and let the game developers focus on what they're great at, which is building the most awesome experiences. So Star Atlas has been an amazing partner for us, both their vision and their capability and what they've been delivering. We've been through we've been working together for just over 12 months now, and we've done some really good building blocks for what the future will look like. Yeah, and we started out with the spaceport sort of experience where I guess the vision was to have a space where the community could congregate and to socialize and to interact. It looked amazing. The design was incredible. The code was incredible. It was just empty. So we basically helped them move from a small-scale experience of hundreds of players to a 30,000 trial. So with 30,000 players in the spaceport, which is a great first step in terms of our relationship. We then got thrown into the challenge of can you actually do shooting, because that wasn't possible before on spatial partitioning. And we worked together and did probably what was the world's largest third-person shooter scale test. Set up for 2,000, got just over 1,000 people to turn up at the same time at peak, and had an amazing experience in a live production environment to demonstrate the power of the technology, but also the exciting gameplay that Star Atlas is working on. What you're seeing outside is the evolution of that, but really focusing on hardening the gameplay to make sure that it's at a competitive level and really sort of perfecting the gameplay and the networking. It was a choice to do the scale of thing that we did that we're doing today. The technology is set up to be super scale whenever the community wants it. Michael's going to talk a little bit about the future. I'm not going to steal his thunder. We have been working behind the scenes on some other fundamental building blocks around vehicles and about AI and how do you optimize the cost of delivering super sophisticated AI NPCs at scale as well. So we're really looking forward to the future, and we're really glad to be part of this story. Thank you. Oh, one thing. One of the hard things in this is how do you get people to turn up at the right time to do a scale playtest. So what we've done is set up a community called the Hyperscale Alpha community that anyone can join. And you'll see all of our scale tests that are used on our technology available there, and you can join them and play along and see how the future is unfolding. Thank you. Am I handing over to Michael? Here we go.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Wait, do you guys hear that? Oh no, this sector's not safe, guys. We've got to get out of here. This team seriously makes my job so easy up here at everything that came out with 2.19. So ultimately, the idea here is that this helps us get to an open world MMO of global scale. So let's take a little look at how that test looked. All right, that one brings back some fond memories. Okay, so we talked December, we talked February, we talked with you today.
No one tells you the secrets of the galaxy. The galaxy provides, but you have to find it yourself. I had everything. Wealth, power, purpose, beliefs, all gone. But sometimes to evolve, you need to burn everything down. Sometimes you need to learn new things.
Hey guys, I got something.
It is true, though, the galaxy has danger. That comes looking for you when you least expect it. It's hard to know who your friends are. But my father always said, no danger, no deal. He also said that sometimes you need to take what is yours. That you need to make them see the real you. Let them know the truth. That was before he pulled at the strings of reality. That was before he broke the Star Atlas.
I can't wait to see parts 2 and 3. Netflix, we are accepting calls if you're interested in that we have coming up.
The fastest way to know if something will work for you is to try it. Learn to proceed without certainty. Life doesn't come with a trial period or a money-back guarantee. There's no GPS for your journey, no step-by-step guide to becoming who you're meant to be. Every day, you're writing a story without knowing the ending. You can spend years theorizing, planning, and preparing, but until you take that first step, it's all just speculation. As Søren Kierkegaard said, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. You can't wait for certainty to start living, because by the time you're certain, the moment has passed. Certainty is an illusion. Even the surest things in life can change in an instant. Proceed without certainty. Let go of the need to know everything.
Rat, listen to me carefully. Go back to Ryoki. Keep the gut safe. Don't trust the elders. Don't find you.
Sir, I did not copy you. Repeat.
dream what we might become.
In first-person shooter mode. We have a video for that as well.
a cosmos in which we can explore. In which we have agency. We finally get to go intergalactic.
Of the cinematic. Thank you. Get hyped, everyone. Thank you.
All right. I know you guys are all hungry. We got some galactic lunch.
All right. You guys hear me? Cool. What's up, BreakPoint? My name is Brad Warren. I'm a gameplay engineer, and I've been asked to go through what we've been doing with Galia. So when we say Galia, it is both the name of our universe, but when we talk about it as a game mode, it is the big open world, MMO, full-size planets and everything inside of Unreal Engine. So gonna be moving pretty fast today. We got a lot to go over. First thing, we have a big old chunky 12-minute vertical slice gameplay video that we're pretty excited to show you. And then we're gonna break down kind of all the tech and gameplay that went into building it. So we're gonna talk about nested level streaming, directional gravity, so don't fall off the planets, subwarp travel, getting around planet to planet in our ships. We're going to talk about our efforts with ship AI via reinforced learning, machine learning, our new mission dialogue system, and finally my favorite planet tech. So we'll jump into this video. Couple caveats real quick. So this was created kind of as an R&D exercise to kind of flesh out these systems that we've been building. We wanted to do something cool with it. So it's not intended to be ever played by players. However, all the characters, the story, all the dialogue was written by our lore keeper, Jose. So it is all canon, and the story is lore, and it leads right up to season 0. The environments were all created like by myself. I am not an environment artist. I'm just, a gameplay guy. So it is not indicative of final quality or anything like that. And with that, let's roll it.
Over here, now. Do you know why I called you cadet? You've been a disgrace to the council ranks. We have standards, and you're not meeting them.
I'm sorry. I mean, Captain. I'll do better.
Words are cheap, Raft. I need to see action. What we are doing here keeps Aoki safe, and Aoki is the heart of the Ooster. If we fail here, our entire civilization is in danger. You know how important the belt is for us, Rathbot. If you don't start pulling your own weight, I'll send your core straight back to your mother.
What kind of intel did I miss? Anything major?
We received an unknown signal on the northern quadrant of the system and sent a patrol to scout. Once they got there, they found the carcass of a packlight and a calico scud hidden among the asteroid field. It was probably a Jorvik attack, but we are investigating what is going on. I'm giving you a chance to make up for your failures, Raft. The scud is the only lead in this incident, and we need answers. I sent it for analysis on Aoki, but I still haven't heard anything from them. This is where you come in. You will go to Ioki and meet with the Sergeant Belk Idit, who is responsible for the Scud analysis. Check the ship status and return it here if it is ready. A simple task, but one that needs to be done right.
I'll get it done, sir. Where do I start?
Meet Sergeant Belk Idit. He has been overseeing the ship investigation. You will find him in one of our hangars in Ioki. Check the ship's conditions, and if it can fly, bring it to me. No delays, Raft. Since we are short on time, take my F4 and get moving. I'd better not find a single scratch on it once you're done, for your own sake. We'll stay in touch during the mission. Keep the comms open.
I can't believe I get to fly an F4. This mission might be the best punishment I ever got.
Did you say something, Raft?
Nothing, sir. This should be the cargo area. My calculations indicate that it can hold around 16.135 Galaxy storage units. It's above average for a fighter class. Nice. Whoa, now this is what I'm talking about. Is this a Gan shockwave rifle? Look at these cells. The Muds must have thought, why not add a tiny dungeon to our ship? And here it is. Honestly, this is genius. This hologram is sick. I can't believe they use this for navigation. Humans really know how to make things feel epic. Whoa!
Raft, you on your way?
Just checking the instruments before takeoff, sir. Alright, I'm on my way.
Three, two, one, engage.
Testing, testing. Captain Gagley, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, soldier.
I know this is kind of cliche, but this view never ceases to amaze me. I can see the drifting sands of Uvana Salar and the southern sea shimmering. It brings back memories of when Mother brought us here for vacations. Flora and I would spend the whole day running through those dunes and doing a whole lot of nothing. Nothing ever happened. Pretty much like the patrols. Sorry, sir. That was out of line.
Raft, you're lucky. You know that? You should be thankful to live in an age where your missions involve patrolling, not dropping into hellholes like I did during the Convergence War. We couldn't afford to slide back then.
Honestly, I would have rather lived back then. I joined the council to protect our people and make a name for myself, like you did, sir. But all I ever get to do is train or retrieve ships from maintenance.
I was like you when I joined the Army, Raft, seeking the same glory you seek now. Until my first mission, when alien worms devoured half of my battalion on an elder forsaken planet. I'm sure they would rather be alive patrolling the Vesuvius belt.
I'm sorry, sir.
Look, you've got potential, son. But potential means nothing if you don't put in the work. Get your act together. If you want to face the darkness of Gallia, you need to be ready. And this is the way to prepare yourself.
I'll do better. You have my word.
Glad to hear it. All right, enough chatter. After you have met with Belk, contact me to report. I'll give you more instructions then.
Got it, sir.
This is a security zone. State your business quickly, unless you want to serve as target practice for the auto turrets. We have state-of-the-art machinery here.
Recruit Raph Bod, reporting for duty, sir. Pleasure to meet you, Sergeant. I'm here on orders from Captain Gagley Doer.
You got respect. That's something. Shame it's missing in most of your new recruits. I figure you're here for the Scud, recruit. Well, today is your lucky day. I'll tell you a little secret. This Scud is quite special. I've never seen anything like it in all my years serving in the military. It uses a rainbow power source, as well as unknown alien-modified components, probably making it one of the fastest racing ships in the Gallia expense. And I already have a buyer for
it. Nice one, sir. You can't sell it. It probably has sensitive data that's important for the protection of the Zeus belt.
This is no joke, son. I'm selling this Scud. Don't you worry about the data, though. I'm a patriot, just like all officers, and I have all of it here on this SDU. Curiously, it is encrypted to only be accessible by high-ranking council officers. Gagley might be able to open it, so get this data to him and tell him I'll send the Scud later. I'm already preparing a common Scud for bureaucracy's sake. This way, everyone wins, including you. I have a fat bag of Atlas with your name on it. How does 1 year of a captain's salary sound?
Sergeant Belk, you are under arrest for violating the Council of Peace Penal Code by attempting to bribe a council officer and theft of council assets.
Ah, just my luck. I got the dumb, righteous recruit. Now of all times. Well, I hate to do this, but we'll be sure to make it quick, kiddo. May your next reincarnation put some good sense into your head. Get 'em, boys!
Rat, I heard everything. Get the Scud and get out of there. Make sure to escape using hover. If you take to the air right there, those turrets will tear you apart.
Sir, I think I got away, somehow. Every circuit in my body is trembling right now.
It's not. We need to get you somewhere safe. Since we don't know if anyone else is involved in Belk's scheme, you should avoid Sherwood. Go to Ilmoria Station. I'm sending you the coordinates and we'll meet you there shortly. You did great today, son. I'll testify about this to the elders on your next enlightenment trial.
I appreciate it, sir. I'm still trying to wrap my head around all of this. But I'll meet you in Ilmoria as soon as possible.
That's understandable. There's something big going on here. We will figure everything out on Ilmoria. By the way, Raft, everything in this mission is classified from here on out.
Got it, sir.
Flight mode.
Sir, I see Ilmoria Station. Any specific dock I should aim for?
Yes, go for Dock 5. I just docked myself. My friend Sana owns this place. He has quite the interesting backstory. You see, that's the attack alarm. Something is going on. Is there anything on your visuals, Raft?
The ship scanner is going wild, sir, but nothing on vision.
Raft, are you there? What is going on? Raft, listen to me carefully. Go back, Ryoki. Keep your gut safe. Don't trust the elders. Don't find you.
Sir, I did not copy. Can you repeat?
Three, 2, 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1
partition system that automatically streams in and out based on size and proximity. So you can see 4 cubes. This is only one system. These 4 cubes are the spawn volumes for 4 different planets. So as soon as I enter this cube, a planet will spawn in. I think it's Neuno. Neuno has 2 moons, so each of the moons has a volume. So I enter one of the cubes, and the moon spawns. And then the moon also has that little spawn volume. That's for like a little station, a little platform. So I enter that cube. And the station spawns in. There it is. And then everything works in reverse, obviously, as I back out. Station unloads. Moon unloads, planet unloads. All right, directional gravity. Obviously, we don't want to be falling off the planet. So in all game engines, it assumes that up is up and down is down, which works at 99% of the time, but doesn't work for us. So we needed a custom solution. So we have a system of gravity volumes that when you enter it, it talks to the character movement component and the ship movement component. It tells them which way is up. So in the case of a planet, as you move around the planet every frame, it updates to tell you to update that gravity vector. So this is a test level we built to show off our gravity volumes. So these moving platforms have gravity volume. So as soon as I enter it, my up is now, this platform's up. And I stick to it as it moves around. And then as soon as I get off it, I leave its volume and I'm back to like the world gravity. This shows, you could imagine using this for like racing if we want to like ride on walls or do loop-de-loops and kind of stuff like that. And then we have our classic Mario Galaxy style planetary gravity. Walk any which way I like. And then, of course, it also works with vehicles in hover mode. So, bit of a rough landing here. Now I can fly all over the planet, and I stick to it, and I'm always up, and it just works. All right, subwarp travel. So space is big. Even scaled down space like we have, it still takes forever to get anywhere. So we need a way to travel very fast between planets and sectors. So subwarp is another flight mode. So we have flight mode, hover mode, and now subwarp mode. Just in general, we want our travel time to be faster than other games. Space games have kind of this reputation of travel is very boring because you're just kind of sitting there waiting to get where you're going, which kind of helps to sell the idea that space is big, but it's also kind of boring. So we want it to be fast. Subwarp will cost fuel. You can, of course, that's a big part of our economy, fuel. And then we have a subwarp drive component. That's a part of your ship. It dictates how fast you go in subwarp and how fast you spool. And so we've shown before we have jump gates that can go from many sectors across. But if you just want to go the next sector over, you can just subwarp straight there.
3, 2, 1, engage.
So we just got this cool new VFX came in after we shot that last video. So you have this kind of subwarp effect. You can target like stars and planets, and it'll tell you a little bit about it. You can see the blue orbit lines around planets. So that's Sharaput, it's Ioki's moon. Ioki itself, it shows how far away it is and how long it'll take you to get there at your current speed. Okay, ship AI, this is a bit over my head, so I'm just going to tell you what the engineer told me. So reinforced learning, machine learning, deep learning, it's all kind of the same deal. So our agents perform actions. So in our case, it would be a ship. The action would be steering and throttle control. And then basically, if they do it right, then it remembers that. And if they do it wrong, it forgets it. So read that real quick. So this is kind of hard to see, but so this white line is our track. The pink rings are gates. It's an air track. And you can see the little pink ships, the little pink dots are the ships. You can see they're terrible. They're like going way off course. They're going really slow. If they get too off course, they get reset. And we just let these go in real time. Just like let it run overnight. And they're just learning like a player would learn. And then an hour later, you can see they're cruising. They're going fast. They're staying on the track. So in our build right now that you can play here and on the show floor, if you go to racing, you are playing machine learning bots. So we started them with racing, and next we'll do like dogfighting. So in that video you saw, we have a dialogue system where you can talk to NPCs, and we have a mission system. So they're both state tree based, and you'll kind of see what that means in a minute, but it's very easy for designers to set up and to see the flow of the conversation and the mission. They're tightly integrated, so dialogue lines can trigger quest steps and vice versa. And then for each line of dialogue, you can assign an animation for the body and the face. You can pick a shot. So I want this to be a wide shot, close-up shot. And then you assign the actual audio file clip for, like we had. And then tasks for missions, we can make them anything we want to be. But so eliminate a target, go to location, collect X amount of Y resource, etc. So this is like a time lapse of me setting up a dialogue. So that Sogamian thug is trying to pick a fight with the player. So anytime there's a branch where the player has more than one option, it creates the UI so you can select what you want the player to say. And then you can have them reconnect down at the bottom to kind of flow. So you can very easily see the flow of the conversation, exactly what's said, and it's very easy to do. Same thing with the missions. So the blue squares are tasks that the player has to do. So this one's a go-to, so I have to meet up with the informant. And then I've got a branch here. I can either hack the terminal or I can eliminate the assassin. It's up to me. And then either one will complete the task and get the reward. So again, very easy to set up, very easy for designers to play with. And now, last but not least, my favorite, planet generation. So we recently hired a guy, an engineer exclusively for Planet Tech. Really smart, really bright guy. Funny story real quick. We wanted to hire him like 2 years ago. We found him online. We saw what he was doing, and we were just like blown away by this guy. And Danny reached out to him if he wanted to work with us, and he said that he should probably wait until he graduates from high school. And we were like, how old are you? He's like 16. And so we waited 2 years. Now he's graduated from high school, and we hired him, and he's super good. So totally overhauled our Planet Tech like from scratch. It's all runs on the GPU. It's very fast. There's biome support, so based on the temperature and the altitude and stuff, it'll spawn different foliage. So cactus in the desert and trees in the forest, etc. There's planetary clouds. There's basic ocean support. We want to work on that a little more. And terrain modification for level artists. So they want to flatten out an area to build a base or whatever, they can do that. So I'm going to end real quick with this sizzle reel of, this is like a test planet that we just set up to test out all the new tech. So enjoy. So this is all real time, from space all the way down to the ground. Awesome. So that's all I got for you guys. Hope you enjoyed.